Hello everyone, today I'm going to do deep ocean photo manipulation in Photoshop. Now there are plenty of ways to do it and I'm going to show you one of them. With these 5 stock images which I've got it from Unsplash and Pixels.com, I've mentioned the creator's name in the description box. So with these images, I've created this one. So without any further ado, let's head on to Photoshop. Now this is my Photoshop dashboard. Clicking on new file, well I'm going to use it 4K size, which is 42250, 300 will be resolution, 16-bit and RGB color mode. Okay, let's hit on to create, and this is my Photoshop canvas size. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will upload the images one by one, and one method which I'm going to show you is I'll be using layer adjustment layers and hue saturation, okay, to color balance, right? Okay, so let's upload the first image. Yes, here is the first image. Okay, yes, it's on this canvas size. Let's resize it. Yes, okay. Now what I'm gonna do is click on the quick selection tool, select the part I want, okay, and I'll mask out the part which I want. Okay. Yes, perfect. Yes. I'll mask out the part I want. Now I'll resize the image and place it in the canvas. Resize and place it. Now the edges of the image is very hard, you can see. So I'll mask out the edges with a brush tool. I will make it more softer, which will help me to blend in with the overall image. It's perfect. Okay. So next, what I will do is, yes, I will take an adjustment layer, which is a levels adjustment layer. Okay. I will decrease the tone of the image. Decrease the brightness of the image. Yes, make it more darker. Perfect. I click the clipping marks icon. Okay, so it will impact on that particular image. Okay, the next I will use hue saturation layer. I will reduce the saturation. Okay, perfect. Now I will use another hue saturation layer and I will colorize it. Add the cyan colors. I want to give it a cyanish look to the overall design and increase the saturation a bit. Perfect. Hit on the clipping mask. Perfect. And now what I'll do is hit on the levels adjustment layer. Use the brush size. Decrease the opacity and flow. And just slightly paint it on the image. Yes. Now I will reduce the opacity again. And I will reduce the flow again. And give it a one more flow. So it will create a depth in it. Perfect. Now I will place another image. Okay. Process for the second image will be the same as one. Okay, same. I will upload it and resize the image. Then I will use the quick selection tool, mask out the unwanted part. Then I will use levels adjustment layer. Okay, then I will decrease the saturation in the first hue saturation layers. Then I will use another hue saturation layer, colorize it, give it a cyanish look, and the process will be the same for the second image as we have done it for first one. Yes, the hard edges. I will mask out the hard edges with the brush tool so it will blend with the overall image, and resize it. Place it in the right side of the canvas. Adjust the image. Perfect. Yes, perfect. Use the levels adjustment layer. Decrease its brightness. Click the clipping mask. Again, use the hue saturation layer. Lower the saturation. Click the clipping mask. Again, hue saturation. Colorize it. Okay, give it a more cyanish look. Blue. Lower the opacity again. Lower the flow again. Use the brush tool. I'll paint it all over on the image so it will create a depth. Group for the first image, group 1, and for the second image, group 2. Okay. Now I will place the third image, the third coral reef. Okay. I will place it at the bottom of these two images. Again, I will use the quick selection tool, select the part I want. I'll use this much only because just to fill the gap between them. Yeah. Again, the hard edges should be removed to blend in with the overall image. Increase the opacity and the flow. Yes, and just paint it all over the hard edges. Perfect. And place it behind these two images. Just to add a depth in it. Again, add a hue saturation. Colorize it. Perfect. I haven't added a levels adjustment layer in this one. Perfect. Place it over here. That's perfectly fine. Perfect. Now I will place the fourth image, which is a blue ocean image. I will place it at the very bottom. Here's the fourth image. Here's the blue ocean fourth image. Perfect. Now I'll resize it. In this one, I won't adjust the color balance because it looks similar to the overall image. Yes, perfect. I will add the color balance layer and hue saturation at very last. Yes, perfect. I will keep it this way. Now I will, yeah, just brush it off because coral reef hides the part of the shark. So I will brush it off a bit. Perfect. Now I will add the girl's image, the girl which is swimming in the deep ocean. Perfect. Now I will select the girl by object selection tool. It's by using object selection tool. Perfect. I will select the girl and then mask it out. Perfect. It gives a brilliant result. Now I will place it at the bottom so that it will look that the girl is moving upwards. Right. I will use then level adjustment layer on her. Okay. Perfect. Now I will brush it off the unwanted part. Is perfect. Will reduce the opacity and the floor, and I will remove the unwanted part. Brush it off. Perfect. Now I will add is the color balance layer. We'll give it more cyanish. I will add the hue saturation layer. Reduce the perfect. I'll adjust the lightening of the subject. Adjust the opacity and flow of the brush. Paint it all over the subject. Perfect. Now what I have done is I will have hit the Control Shift Alt E to merge all the layers, and I have converted that into smart object. And what I will do is I will give a camera raw filter. Perfect. I will add some, and now I will do some adjustment here by adding more texture to it, adding clarity. Perfect. Now adding a bit of sharpening, make it more sharpen. Perfect. And I will reduce some noise. Perfect. Now it gives a sharpened look to the overall image. Perfect. Now I will add adjustment layer which is brightness and contrast. I will increase a bit brightness. Perfect. And I will increase the contrast. Perfect. Now I will add color balance layer. Okay. Increase the cyan and increase the blues, decrease the yellows. The clipping mask button. Perfect.